I'm ready, sir. We're up and going? Thank you, my friend. Hello, Marcy, what's happening? Good to see you, good to see you. Getting some folks in on a Friday night. Happy Friday night. Blessings to you and yours from the Ken's 5 Digital Center. Bill Taylor here in, yes, I know, in the New York Giants jersey. I thought about it as I was miking up. I said, boy, they're going to give me a hard time about wearing a Giants jersey in Cowboys country. But I got to explain. Look, I grew up in New Jersey. My father had season tickets. I grew up going to the games with my dad. I'll always be a Giants fan. So, this is Jeremy Shockey. Remember tight end Jeremy Shockey? He was quite a force. All right, let's take a look at what we've got. So this tropical wave in the Gulf, and it doesn't look like it's much tonight, but we will still see some more showers and thunderstorms develop with the energy that has now moved on shore. It never did materialize into a tropical depression, named storm, so we're still waiting for Fernand, which is the F storm. I hate saying that because it sounds like I'm cursing. What's going on here? Why am I not? What do you see? Do you still see the slate?
No, I see you.
Oh, okay. Why do I still see the slate on my phone? That's odd. I'll go back out. So hopefully you're seeing everything I'm seeing here, right? You're seeing the tropical satellite? Okay. Okay. Something going on my phone here. But yeah, we had a few storms develop today, pushing up into the area. Let me see, Marcus. Make sure. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, thank you. And it wasn't amounting to much. They were fast moving. That was the good news. But they were good tropical downpours. You could also definitely see, and you'll see what I mean tomorrow morning and most of the day, they are tropical clouds. You can always definitely notice the difference. I was looking at a memory on that's what made me say that word. Why is that happening? That's so weird. Oh, there I am. Okay. And yeah, so it's like we'll see more develop, but a lot of these downpours, because of the increase in that tropical moisture, and again, you can always tell the difference in the tropical clouds as opposed to the fair weather cumulus clouds and the garden variety ones we're used to. These just look different, and so we're going to have that added moisture in place tomorrow, and with that surface moisture comes a little drop in temperatures, not enough to say it's going to be cooler tomorrow, but enough to say we probably stop around 94 or 95. We won't be in the upper 90s like we have been. In fact, I didn't even look at today's official high. let's take a look and see what we hit today from downtown San Antonio, your San Antonio Almanac for August 15th. 97, right on the nose of where we should be. 104 from 2020, stays in place. So yeah, let me show you what the radar looked like earlier today. Elmendorf looks like you'll get some. Oh, thank you, Kyler. Appreciate you. This is Edward, the New York Giants, my beloved New York Giants. So over the last 6 hours is what we're looking at. And you'll see these storms again were far and few between. Let's back it up to 12 hours and just show you what it looked like. All moving in off the Gulf. Heavy around Cuero, Karnes City, Kennedy, even into Atascosa County, some healthy downpours, and nothing, not too much in San Antonio. By the time it got here, we saw some rain, but it wasn't a significant amount, maybe a quarter of an inch. So should have a Dallas Cowboys shirt. I should. Oh, really? But you're still my favorite. Thank you, Joe. I appreciate you, man. Can't wear a Dallas. I mean, I did. I had to wear one when I lost a bet. I'll say that much. So let me just show you what I want to show you a couple of models. So the two models that we really rely upon, the HRRR and the graph model. The NAM is the third model that we look at. So let's start there. And we're expecting by 2 to 3 a.m. another wave of rain to move through. All right, now so what we're going to be looking for here first is a good initialization, which shows you the 9 o'clock radar, and this model feels or thinks there are showers off to the west, right? So if we go to live radar and even a few sprinkles to the south, and let's take a look, and the rain is just not out there. So for these models to initialize well is to be showing 0 as we pull this up. So it could be better, but it's initializing pretty good. Okay, it doesn't show us any rain in San Antonio until overnight, 3 to 4 a.m., and then pushing through with only a very wide, widely isolated, I'll call it, through the rest of the day. Not much rain at all, according to the NAM. It's going to be one impulse, and it's out by 5 a.m., and that's it. That's the NAM. Now let's go to the HRRR. I will say this, initializing well, you can see the radar's pretty clear. Now the thing about the HRRR, it will always overdo thunderstorms. It's a characteristic of this model that's pretty typical and pretty consistent. And so it typically overdoes the heavy rainfall. So here's also the timing. So notice that the NAM and the HRRR in agreement with the timing on the rain. Yeah, a county or two off, but that's minimal when it comes to model forecasting, especially in high resolution data environment, which is what we're in. Now you can see that it's also pretty isolated except for Medina County. That would be a blessing. That's the bullseye. Medina County still in exceptional drought. The only exceptional drought in the state of Texas is Hondo, Castroville, Devine, all of you just off to the west of San Antonio. So if that rain hits and materializes right on top of Medina County, that would be great. And stays west into the hill country through mid-morning. And then in the afternoon is dry. We get another little impulse tomorrow night. Okay, so this has been pretty consistent. The HRRR had this solution running a little bit earlier today and is pretty much sticking to it, which is also a good sign of putting a little more confidence in that model and saying that it's not jumping all over the place and a completely different picture than what we saw earlier. It's very consistent. So that's the HRRR, okay? It looks as though we get a little bit more rain than what the NAM says, and it lasts a little bit longer into mid-morning, okay? Not just a 4 a.m. thing, not only 4, but then, even through about mid-morning to midday. Now, the third model we're going to look at is the graph. Now, this is an internal model. I say that because this is the company that essentially developed the software, runs the software for all of the graphics that we use. And this IBM company, it's an IBM company that has developed this model. And it's done a really good job. It does perform really well. So it's also initializing well. Notice that it doesn't have any rain early, or I should say now. But it's also bringing it in, but look at how much more widely scattered. It doesn't have a cluster like the other two models. It keeps it a little more widely scattered through 4, 5, through 7. You can see these showers and some healthy downpours. So now you've got 2 out of 3 of the models saying that it's going to be heavier rain. So we're going to lean in that direction that it will be heavier, okay? And we're also going to lean in the direction it's going to be a lot more than just one impulse at 4 a.m., okay? It's definitely, well, I'd say definitely, can't use that word in weather. It's sure looking more as if we see rain through early afternoon. And then look at that, impulses tomorrow night. So the graph and the HRRR agree on that. And that's a good consensus on, if I'm going to pick two models, I would always pick those before anything else. So that shows you that, once again, we're in good agreement with that model prediction. There's a good amount of moisture that is coming in, okay? And this is precipitable water. And notice that it's a good bundle of Gulf moisture that's in place through tomorrow afternoon, and then it really thins out. We dry this atmosphere out considerably on Sunday, and that's why we're dropping rain chances on Sunday. But because of that good batch of Gulf moisture in place, the Severe Prediction Center says if some of these storms sit still, we could see isolated localized flooding. And so a 1 out of 4 risk, a marginal risk for Saturday flooding in the green shaded areas, which is San Antonio, New Braunfels, Seguin, Bernie, Kerrville. If you're in the green, you're in the risk area. This is not a watch. This is a outlook. There's a difference. The watch is meaning like conditions are favorable. That does not mean, this is just a flooding outlook, that if we see a storm park for an excessive amount of time, these tropical downpours can be 2 to 3 inches per hour. It'll cause localized flooding. Yeah, divine, right, Carol? Kerrville might get, yes, definitely. Hey, Vanessa, Halotians are in the house. No, just tomorrow morning and into tomorrow night. Alberto, it sure is. Jeremy Shockey, my man, Jeremy Shockey. So, yeah, on Fridays, by the way, that's the other part I left out. On Fridays, now that football season is here, I know it's only preseason, but we're excited because the Giants are playing the Jets tomorrow night, and I have a standing bet for breakfast with a good buddy of mine, one of my good friends, that, he's a big Jets fan, I'm a big Giants fan, and whoever loses buys breakfast. I've had to buy breakfast several years now. We haven't beaten the Jets. It's a preseason game. They sometimes schedule a regular season game, but it's always preseason. So we have that standing bet in preseason. Just tuned in. Work storms early morning. Yes, nothing severe though, Grace. But yeah, if you're going to be out overnight, by 3 a.m. we could start seeing some rain move in. So be careful. Be careful. Very low possibility though, Kyler. How fast will it be in any thunder or just rain? Tropical, I think we could hear some thunder and see some pretty good lightning with these as they move through, but we're not going to see anything severe. And, the flood risk, there's a marginal risk, number 1 out of 4. So it's certainly not zero, but it's certainly not something that is going to be a widespread concern. It'll be a localized flood issue if it happens tomorrow. So again, we're going to go with about a 50-50 chance on these showers and thunderstorms early tomorrow, and then throughout the day. They'll pop in and out, okay? But the best focus of rain is going to really be tomorrow morning in the pre-dawn hours. Pretty good in Tilden. Okay, yeah, Veronica, more coming tomorrow. Is rain considered 100% humidity? That's pretty good. 100% humidity means that the atmosphere cannot hold any more water. And so typically at 100%, it is raining or it is foggy. We're condensing at the surface. So usually in the mornings is when we hit 100% humidity. The dew point and the air temperature are the same. That's 100% humidity. You can never have a dew point higher than your air temperature. And so when the air temperature cools to its dew point, the atmosphere is saturated. That's 100% humidity. So yes, is it considered 100? No. But in a 100% humidity environment, it certainly can be raining, but most times it's fog and drizzle. I think so, Marcella. Yes. Tomorrow we are going to get some rain. You're welcome, Grace. No flash flood watch Monday. Absolutely not. Monday, 100. Sunny. No chance of rain. And then rain chances are coming back Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, even 30 to 40% midweek rain chances. And we'll keep those in the forecast through the weekend of the 23rd, 24th. In fact, There's only been one weekend out of like the last 4 or 5 now, including this one, the last 5. One weekend, and it was last weekend, that we did not have a chance of rain. And for tomorrow, obviously, and then for the 23rd, 24th, so it's going to be, 7, right? 5 to 6 to 7 weekends, with only one out of all those that didn't have a chance of rain. Yes, D. Atkins for sure. Oh yeah, Atkins has just as good a chance as anybody. Correct, Joe. It's because it's inland and it never developed, but we're definitely going to see some rain tomorrow. I say definitely. You know how that goes. We'll most likely see some showers develop overnight and tomorrow. Yeah, hey John, Victoria, better chance than us, and it'll be, there first, coming up off the Gulf. But this, this wave is kind of moving southwest of San Antonio, so we're on the outer band side. It's not going to be a lot of rain. It won't amount to very, very much. In fact, we stay under half an inch across most of the area. We're in between, Richard. Not a full-blown La Nina. We're in what's called neutrality, kind of in between El Nino and La Nina right now, and that's expected to continue. All right, guys, that's going to wrap things up on this Friday night. God bless you. Have an awesome weekend. Just keep the umbrella nearby tomorrow. Sunday, rain-free, and I hope you have a wonderful weekend. We'll see you on Ken's 5 News at 10.